Welcome to another episode of Mojave River Valley News. This is our candidate series. And again, we're out here at the Hesperia Civic Park. What a beautiful night. We have some candidates tonight we're going to be talking about from the city of Victorville, from an assembly seat, from a school board seat, to a water board seat, to a college seat. And it'd be fun to see exactly what everybody's thinking here tonight. We'll be right back with you in just a moment. I'm sitting down with a candidate that's running for the Assembly District for District number 39. That's Paul Marsh. I get a chance to talk to him, get a chance to see what he thinks the state of California should be doing, what he can actually do for us. We'll be right back with you in just a moment. Hey, I'm Eric Swanson. I'm here today with Paul Marsh. Paul, you're running for the Assembly District number 39.
Yes.
So tell the folks a little bit about yourself.
Yes, I'm Paul Marsh. I'm running for State Assembly, District 39, which encompasses half of Victorville, all of Adelanto, half of Hesperia, and then it drops into LA County, which is east part of Palmdale, Little Rock, Pear Blossom, Lake Los Angeles, and part of Lancaster. A little bit about me. I've grown up here. I've been out here since 1962. Raised my family here, have grandchildren here. I've worked here, play here, and I've enjoyed the high desert.
It's a good place. Good place. 1960 for me.
Okay.
Got to be
Got
for
2 years. Okay.
So
yeah, 2
hey,
years.
let's talk about one of the things. I think that there's a few things, and I don't even know really what's the top thing on people's minds today. One is, of course, the safety at the border. Unfortunately, that's a federal issue. You know, I know that the state, it's I don't know. It's one of those things that work together, but it's mostly a federal issue. But the biggest challenge I think that I'd like to talk about here is the crime, because the crime is just unsettling, which is happening. What do you feel what we need to do in the state? Where do we need to go to help solve this?
It's a big issue. I think personally, and I've talked to people, and collectively, we have to stop enabling crime. Sacramento has to stop passing legislation that really benefits criminals and does not protect the law-abiding citizens. So I think that that's probably the biggest area that we have to really kind of start at, is stop enabling criminals, and start supporting more, law enforcement and crime prevention, methods.
Sure. So, I think the other big issue that I wanted to touch on here is the economy. It's strangling all of us.
It does. Yeah.
Some of it is, and I understand is created, by federal printing money and Fed's printing money and stuff like that, and it's a lot of issues to it. But then again, California has its own issues that have pushed it even further. Where do we need to go? How do we need to start solving this problem here? Because it's not sustainable, in my opinion.
Well, we have to address the wasteful spending that's coming out of Sacramento. When you look at the amount of money that's being spent on different issues such as homelessness, you look at the fact that $24 billion, well, 20 plus billion dollars have been spent on the homelessness issue in the past 4 or 5 years in the state of California, and we've gotten no closer to any solutions. And so the waste that's taken place, and then the continuing asking of California constituents to pay more, that's where I think that everything needs to have there has to be a stopping point. And it needs to start there, instead of saying, okay, well, we made a mistake up here, give us another shot. We're gonna do it better this time. We're gonna raise your taxes, accept the raise. We're gonna do things better. We need to be a little bit more critical in our thinking as to what caused the problem, and then the solutions that's going to actually solve the problem. So we don't need more taxes. We don't need we don't need to be taxed at a higher rate or anything, or additional taxes or anything. We need legislators up in Sacramento to be responsible with the money that they already have.
2 points. Let's talk about something else that's, I think, a big issue. And I understand is created, by federal printing money and Fed's printing money and stuff like that, and it's a lot of issues to it. But then again, California has its own issues that have pushed it even further. Where do we need to go? How do we need to start solving this problem here? Because it's not sustainable, in my opinion.
Well, we have to
that is really a part of one of the biggest part of the budget I feel you'd be dealing with is education. Prop 98 is approximately 40%, and there's other monies that come into education from there. What should the state be involved in and not involved in? Because, schools are kind of like, we're kind of a subset of the state anyway, with local control. What's happening? What do you think of the monies? What do you think what's happening in education across our state?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. What the state should be involved in is let teachers teach. Let districts operate as districts, govern the education process. Teachers need to teach. The state needs to stay out of the implementation, what I call the implementation factor of education. What they're doing is they're restricting parents, first of all, of their involvement in their child's education, and they're also restricting parents as to the knowledge of what their children are going to be encountering in the school while they're at school. So, again, is know your place. Let teachers teach, let districts run their school districts, and the state needs to just stay out of it. They don't need to be implementing. They need to be supporting. They need to be supportive. They don't need to be implementing what they feel is popular, at the time. Popular.
Oh, it's a good point.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, they don't need to be. Yeah, it needs to be what's not popular. Just do what's right.
Do what's right.
Exactly.
One of the things when you finally get up there, you're going to find you're working along with a supermajority. A supermajority means that that's 2/3 of the body is one side that controls it, right? And how do you feel you would work, and how are you going to work in that area?
And the best side of
Dealing with a supermajority is not my primary concern. My concern is having enough people at the table to where we have a negotiating ability. Okay, right now, the supermajority, they care less what we want, what we feel, what we like, what we dislike. They're going to pass what they want to pass, and they're not going to hear anything else. So if there's a element of negotiation or at least discussion, then there's conversation from both sides, and then that way we might come to some better conclusions. And so that's what I would be. That's my primary focus. Is to be able to, understanding that, yes, they have the majority. We may not ever break that threshold of them having a majority, but at least have enough people at the table to where we can sit and have a conversation. Because right now the conversation is taken out of the equation.
I'll take a few moments and tell the folks why they should vote for you.
Simply, California is worth fighting for. I do believe, as a lifelong resident of California, it's worth saving. This state still has, the best of pretty much everything to offer its residents. What we have to do is just work together to better our state as far as some of the things that we would like to see, happening in our state rather than what we're having to deal with on a daily basis. And so with that, I just ask people to, allow me the chance to go to Sacramento and work in behalf, work alongside the rest of the residents of the district to make our area a better place.
Well, thank you very much for sharing with us today. It's really wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
We've had a chance to sit down with some great candidates tonight. It's interesting to see how what the candidates feel that what they need to be and where they're trying to aspire, and what they think the city council or the school board, for the water board, or whatever agency, even the trustees at the college, what everybody's thinking here. So, you know what? If you haven't had a chance, please subscribe, ring the bell, and give us a thumbs up, because we want to provide more of these candidate forums, these interviews, to get them out to the public, because how in the world do you find out who these folks are nowadays? It's very, very difficult. So, you know what? Stay tuned. We got more coming your way, more episodes of, no matter if it's candidates or all kinds of stuff from Mojave River Valley News. We'll see you next time.